Welcome back to the podcast show, and he's one everybody's been waiting for, the dreaded flat earth. Hey. I'd just like to say to everybody that I'm not a flat earther. Mark, I think, is nearly falling off the fence towards the flat earth.
Well, I believe me belly's flat.
Yeah. Yes. And Nick's totally there, aren't you?
I'm there, I think, yeah.
So.
I don't want to be there.
No.
because it actually sounds really mental.
Yeah. Yes, it does.
Because
But it also makes sense, a lot of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I've been a globe Earth believer for 45 years.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There you go.
So I've been when people talk to you, they don't think you've ever believed that it was round. A globe.
Yeah.
They think you've just always been stupid and think it was
Yeah,
flat.
that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
So what actually, first of all, I'll tell a bit of a story that, I don't know how many years ago was it when we went to Eaton Park? It was a while ago, wasn't it? We went to Eaton Park to the Flat Earth Convention.
Is that the one Manchester?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Manchester.
Yeah, that was
It was a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I thought they were all monster raving lunatics.
Yeah,
Honestly.
but they were, weren't
They were, yeah. And I thought they were all flat earthers or born again Christians and that.
Well, isn't that Flat Earth Society that's like a religious cult like Scientology? Aren't they different than Flat Earthers?
No, but the like when you speak to Flat Earthers like Flat Earth Dave, which is he's obviously one of the most famous ones on YouTube, he says the Flat Earth Society is set up to spread disinformation and actually make flat earthers look stupid. It's not an actual.
Yeah, yeah. I knew something about the genuine flat earthers don't agree with the Flat Earth Society.
Yeah.
Did he call it the Zytec or something? Zytists?
I don't know.
It was created by a guy called Robotham in the 19th century. And he was debunked literally straight away. But he was like an evangelist sort of thing, and he turned it into a sort of religion. And that's...
I don't know.
As far as I know.
Well, then, everybody thought it was flat anyway. Didn't they?
Up
Nobody.
until 1958, I think, in the encyclopedias, he was still in there.
Which is a shocker for me. I didn't realise that they were still teaching that the Earth's flat that late.
Well, the thing is, since I think it was probably from Nick T, put me through to some links on possibly YouTube on videos from Flat Earth, probably about 4 or 5 years ago, something like that, roughly. And obviously I thought, oh, Flat Earth, it's just a ridiculous thing. But then I started watching the stuff, and it had me questioning things. So I started looking into try and prove that the Earth's a globe. And what I realised was everything that I was taught at school is, the fundamental facts that I was taught in school. Bear in mind that I'm like 50-something now, are not actual facts. And it's like...
according to flat earthers, they're not facts.
No, according to globers, they're not facts.
Right.
So everything that I was taught in school is like one big Mandela effect.
Okay.
Or a big fat lie.
Yeah. or is it just thick?
So one of the things is the Christopher Columbus thing.
Right.
I was always taught that he proved that the Earth was a globe because he didn't fall off the edge in his ship. No, that's not enough.
He probably just sailed round in a circle.
Yeah, that was nothing. Apparently that doesn't exist. And the second thing, which is the most important thing, is what gravity is.
Yeah. We'll get to that. What I'm getting asked now is, from that meeting we went to, that convention at Eaton Park in Manchester, where you thought everybody was mental.
Yeah.
What was the moment when you actually realised that you believed that the Earth was flat? What actually was it? One thing that actually did it, or
no? It's definitely not one thing. It's loads and loads and loads of things I've watched. you know what my brain's like. I don't really remember everything. You know, I wish I could recall everything I watched. You know, like some people we know, but I can't. But I think what does it for me is more to do with the lies that you see NASA coming out with.
Well, government agency lying.
I just that's a massive thing for me, you know. And this the line about putting people on strings, which I haven't physically seen with my own eyes. I've only seen on video. But there's people out there whose videos I've watched, and you can see blatant lies, you know. And I don't want to go down to the moon hoax again, because we have done that, but that's another one. It's not directly flat Earth related. I suppose it is, because if you're flat Earth, you obviously haven't been to the moon. But there's a lot of globe people who believe that we haven't been to the moon. So
I'm one of them.
Yeah. So you know,
well, are you a globe?
No, but so for you, how can you believe anything NASA tell you if that was the biggest lie in human history that we went to?
I know, yeah. I don't know.
You know, it's just
the more you look at the stuff, but they openly admit the actual pictures. They'd be able to solve everything if they could get a picture from a satellite or something of the moon, the Earth, and the sun in one picture. That'd solve everything. And it won't happen because they can't do that, can they?
No.
I mean, even the pictures of Earth, they have to Photoshop, don't they, apparently?
Yeah.
But they admit that, don't they?
Yeah.
They admit they have to Photoshop it because they can't do it all in one
It's
photograph or something.
Yeah, it's something to do with a sensor or something. It sends information. A bit like...
Or can they not get far enough away from it?
No, I don't think they can get far enough away. I think if you go up in like a spy plane, or obviously there is things up there, and they are taking photographs, and it is a vast land. So if you're taking little photographs, and then you just stitch them all together, which we can do on our home phone, you can just scan it.
How I understand it is this. It doesn't come like digital images. It comes like binary code or something.
Oh, I don't know.
And then that has to be encrypted or something, or decrypted or whatever. But I'm actually on the fence with regards to the moon landings. However, I know for a fact that NASA lie. And I know...
Allegedly.
Well, I know that we did have the technology to actually fake the moon landings, because what's that producer's name, that director? Kubrick,
Yeah,
Stanley Kubrick. He actually...
Give him the lenses.
He actually released the 2001 Space Odyssey the year before the moon landings, which looks a lot more realistic than the moon landings. But the one thing that got me was, recently I saw an interview with one of the American astronauts who's just recently retired. He's in the public eye quite a bit. I forgot his name. Mansadini or something. I can't think of his name. I'm hopeless with names. But he said he had a fun fact. Now, if you Google, like, if both of us listeners Google photographs of Neil Armstrong on the moon, you'll get all these images of Neil Armstrong on the moon coming down the steps, and but this astronaut said the one thing that Neil Armstrong regrets was he never had his photo taken on the moon. That's a fact.
Okay. So
none of the photos that you see of Neil Armstrong on the moon are actually photographs of Neil Armstrong on the moon. They're actually creations, and he says something about the most famous one was done by an artist. It's actually like an artist thing. I don't know whether it was one of the astronauts or something.
No, I don't know.
Don't know about that one, Mark.
Yeah.
Get to that one.
Yes. Right, so somebody give us an example of why the Earth's flat?
I suppose the easiest one. Well, I think it's maybe one of the only ones. Is you can actually see further than you should be able to. And there's I'm going to say it's quite a famous one, but if you're not into looking, there was one where there was an American skyline, and it was on the weather, and they were saying you shouldn't be able to see it. It should be hundreds of miles behind the curve, but you could see it, and they were saying it was a rare atmospheric
diffraction.
Yeah, seeing that.
That's why you could see it, like a mirage.
Yeah,
I just think that's bull.
The one thing is if, like you say, if our listener is out there, no, if you're listening and you don't really, if you haven't looked into flat Earth, the one thing I find really good. By the way, I'm not a flat earther, but when you see a boat on the horizon on the sea and it disappears, so you presume it's gone over the curvature of the Earth.
Yeah.
But you can get it's the Nikon.
Yeah.
Nikon P900.
Yeah.
They do 1,000 now, don't they?
Yeah.
And you can zoom in with that, and it appears again. So what they're saying is when it actually disappears, that is as far as the human eye can see.
Yeah, I think the human eye can see about 3 miles, I think. A good human eye, I think.
Right. So it disappears because you just can't see that far, isn't it? That's right, isn't it?
It just goes past your vanishing point.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Because I've actually looked into this video. There's loads of videos like this out there, and they've got this camera, and they sort of show it you with the ship, and it disappears.
Yeah.
And then they get the camera out and zoom in, and it's there again.
Yeah, but they've also done that experiment on a flat table. I tried to find it because I was going to post the video. I don't know if any of you have seen it. If you put your camera of your phone down level with the edge of a table, and you move something across the flat table, you'll see it as though it's going away from you. But at a certain point, it looks as though it's gone over the horizon, although it's still on the flat table.
All right, we'll have to do this then, won't we? We'll have to film this and do it.
Yeah, but as I say, I don't class myself as a flat earther, and I don't class myself as a glober.
I class you as a flat earther.
Yeah.
I
bunch of flatties.
See, the thing is,
you are flatties and I'm a fatty.
The thing is, everything seems polarised. You're either a glober or flat earther, but I'm going to bring in another a trilemma.
Oh no, here we go.
That you're both right and you're both wrong at the same time.
He always goes down this rabbit hole.
Oh yeah. Well, they have to be very interesting. So because both of the listeners, keep them listening.
Yeah.
But yeah, the horizon thing, the globers have debunked it in their way by saying it's environmental diffraction. And diffraction is when you put a pencil in a glass or pen in a glass of water, and you can see the pen bend in the water because of the density. And that's what they're saying is like because when the sun's out, the earth gets more dense, and you've got the ionosphere, which is different levels. And as you're looking across towards the horizon, the vision of light is bending around the actual globe, basically, or what the globe in inverted commas. However, I don't totally agree with that, but that actually, it's a good, viable thing, and that's how they explain mirages, because the hotter the Earth gets, the more that diffraction sort of inverts. So when you see like steam on the road, you're actually seeing the sky below the horizon. Or that, when it gets really hot in the desert and stuff, you can see like all this watery stuff. That's the actual sky because the vision has been diffracted upwards. So that explains that. So that explains that, but
I don't know.
And that's how, because it wasn't Rowbotham, was the first sort of modern flat earther. He was debunked by that, because he said about a canal. It was a long canal of about 12 miles or something like that. And he could still see the flag, a 1 metre flag with a telescope. And obviously, the curvature of the earth would have meant that you'd only be able to see the top. But a guy called Wallace, I believe it was, he debunked that by saying about this environmental diffraction. But to me, he doesn't. These globers, these scientists, they could come up with anything. And, oh yeah, that's true. But the one thing that gets to me is gravity.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of flat earthers believe
it's buoyancy.
It's the flat earth actually moving upwards.
Yeah. I don't know, mate. I have seen that, but there's that many different things that people do believe. Obviously, they all can't be right.
Yeah.
I have seen that one where it's moving up.
Yeah.
But
not everybody agrees, not even the flat earthers. But it's the same with the globers. Not every glober agrees on gravity. In fact, if you go see like astrophysicists, quantum mechanics physicists, and all these other, they'll have a different explanation on what gravity is. And a lot of them will say, we just don't know what gravity is. Now, this is one of the Mandela effects that I had at school. I was told that gravity is a centrifugal force of the Earth's spin. So even the physics teacher, I was only about 8, 9 at the time, physics teacher filled a bucket half full of water and did basically a windmill, spun it round.
But it's the wrong way. That's going the wrong way.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter in space because there's nothing in space. Space is a vacuum, so it doesn't matter whether it's that way or that way because you're not in any sort of position.
Yeah, but it's still in a container.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I was taught. I don't know whether anybody else was taught that it's a centrifugal force that explains the gravity. That's completely wrong. Gravity is not a force. Globers have proved that gravity is not a force, which is the one big fundamental law that I thought, I believed, which has got me thinking, well, what else don't I know? And basically, I don't know whether she's an astrophysicist or quantum physicist, she's on YouTube, and the reason why I clicked on a video is because she was saying about flat earth, about it's not only stupid, but it's completely dangerous. And she's saying about how ridiculous the gravity, the explanation about moving up. But she explains gravity as accelerating. And it's the surface accelerating upwards. Now, if you imagine that on a globe, that means, like, we're accelerating towards the sky. Australia, they're accelerating towards their sky. So everything's accelerating. So the only way they can explain that is by getting larger. And the visual representation was that if you went on top of a skyscraper, you got a 10-pin bowling ball in one hand and a tennis ball in the other, and you hold them out and then let go, you'll see them both fall to the ground at the same time. But that's not what's happening. According to the globers, what's happening is as soon as you let go, those two balls are staying there in space, and it's the surface actually moving upwards.
Yeah, but then that'd mean that they would hit the ground at the same time.
Yeah.
But they don't.
It depends on the mass or something. It's not to
you're going against air. There's obviously that's another big thing that people don't.
Yeah, if you got a feather and a ball, then that'd be different. But if you got something, I think two objects with different weights would drop at the same time or something.
It's all to do with the land, the mass of it as well. It's like the boats
Yeah.
floating
Cause
and stones sinking, and it's the same sort of thing.
In a vacuum, they do hit the ground at the same time. A feather and a bowling ball hit the floor at the same time in a vacuum.
Yeah, because there's no particles
Yeah,
to actually interfere.
yeah.
So it's like with regards to a tennis ball and bowling ball, as long as there's no particles that can interfere, and obviously you'd have to be quite a big particle to, whereas small particles can interfere with a feather.
Yeah, but it's a lot of small ones, isn't it? Oxygen.
Yeah.
A lot of small particles. It's not, it's like, I suppose, does a fish know that he's swimming around in water? We're swimming around in
oxygen,
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another thing that is pretty much confusing. If we're supposed to be spinning at, it's flat earthers say we are spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, right? But then globe earthers say that we're actually turning at 15 degrees per hour. Obviously, it's relative to the size of the.
Yeah.
But then we're travelling around. We're circling the sun at 66,000 miles an hour. Is it? I think. Or it might even be 666. I know it's 666 because it's.
What, according to globers?
Yeah.
Well, according to globers, the sun is 93 million miles away.
Yeah.
And obviously, we do a full loop every year.
Yeah.
However, this is another thing. It's like I was always told that the planets go around the sun, but don't they go around? What's it called? The barysphere or something like that. So, because Jupiter's a lot bigger, is it Jupiter or what's the biggest?
Jupiter's big.
He isn't a flat earther, is he? He thinks there's still planets, doesn't he?
Well, Jupiter and the Sun actually circle around each other. So Jupiter doesn't circle the Sun circles Jupiter as well, which is just
Not what we thought it was going.
no, exactly. Yeah,
Everything's supposed to orbit the sun. The sun is our central point. But again, is that correct? Because I'm sure you've all seen a motion captured image of Polaris when everything else is spinning round. So you look and everything, all the stars have got a trail going round and round and round. Well, one of them stars, then it wouldn't be a star; it would be a planet because we can see planets.
Right.
So, do all them other planets go around Polaris? Because they look like they are on the time lapse.
When you just see like a blur going round in a perfect circle.
Yeah.
So is everything going around Polaris?
I'd say so, definitely.
So they're not. So if you got Jupiter and Mars in the sky and they're going around like that, are they going around Polaris, not the sun?
Yeah, but that's the thing. We're
actually... Well, like this. Hang on a minute. I like this now.
Yeah.
So if you were directly under Polaris, it was right above you, you'd be at the North Pole.
Or South Pole, is it? Is Polaris in the south?
No.
The southern.
No, because we can see Polaris from here. So it's north. We're in the northern hemisphere.
No, but I thought if we went, say, the Roaches or somewhere where it's no sort of what do you call it, light, environmental light pollution, we'd have to point the camera south or something to Polaris, and then as far as I know, I've never done astrophotography, but I'd love to get into things like that. But yeah, whether it's north or south is irrelevant to me, because obviously that means that the Earth is spinning round, but not spinning round the sun, because it'd be the sun that sees Polaris in one point, but we're sort of so that doesn't make sense to me from the globe thing.
Because you'd think that was the centre, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
and everything goes
exactly.
around it.
And it's been the centre for thousands and
Forever.
thousands of years, and
for as long as the pyramids have been built.
yeah, because they're saying that the pyramids, I'm pretty sure, and I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they're saying that the pyramids had a different centre point. I'm pretty sure I've seen that. I might be wrong, but I know we've had Polaris for thousands of years. If you just work out the speed of the Earth spinning around itself, spinning around at 1,000 miles an hour, going around the sun at 66,000 miles an hour.
I think it's more than that.
I think it's 666.
Because if it's 993 million miles away, so I don't know what that'll be, but you're talking, that's like the what's it called? Not the diameter, the
circumference.
Not circumference.
Orbit.
Radius.
Radius. Okay.
So from the sun to Earth is 93 million miles. So what's that? It's like we've got to do a loop of say about.
But then they say, I keep saying they. Who are they? But if we're going around the sun, so and everything is pretty much timed, so if you can just visualise, listeners, that we're on the left side of the sun at 12 o'clock, yeah, and so we're on the side that's facing the sun. So not only has it got slow down as it goes around the back, as soon as it gets directly at the back, it's got speed up to catch the sun back up. So there's two speeds there. So by the time it's caught the sun back up, going faster. Are you with me?
Oh yeah. But because like the sun is actually moving around the Milky Way as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's something like 4 billion miles or something daft. And I don't know.
Yeah, it's something stupid. So,
but my point is,
yeah,
if the time of day it's on the left of the sun, and it's exactly the same time as it's on the right of the sun, the planet will be in the opposite direction. So 12 o'clock there in midday would be 12 o'clock midnight on the other side if everything turned as a clock. Does that make sense?
So you're talking because what I was picturing is the full year, the full.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about half a year. So half a year, the time would change. 12 o'clock midday would be different on one side of the sun than it is on the other side of the sun.
No, I'm not sure. Because obviously
I might be wrong. You might be talking a little ball.
Imagine me Mike is the sun, and this is the Earth. The Earth will spin around, so 12 o'clock.
Yeah, but everything is spinning constant. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's but it's also going around this way. So when it gets to this side, is this what you mean?
Yeah.
It'll be doing the same. So 12 hours after it's midday, it'll be midnight.
Yeah, but I'm just. I know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was just going to say I just can't picture what you're saying, but
you're both wrong. It's only 30 miles away.
Is that what you're saying? 3,000, I think.
Between 3,000, 30 and 5,000, it says.
What's that?
Anywhere between the sun is only that far away, and they're saying it isn't an actual object.
Oh, from the flat Earth point of view.
I saw a video actually last night where you can see the sky through the moon.
Yeah, but you can't see the sky through the moon, can't you? You can see Yeah. You know, I've looked at everything.
Yeah.
I've absolutely looked at everything. I've even gone down the route of, like you say, maybe, well, you haven't just said, but they're saying that the sunlight and daylight are two different things. They're not the same thing.
Yeah. So,
and I've seen an experiment where they're using noble gases and electromagnetic fields to light the noble gases up in the tubes. You know, like if you got a Tesla coil and you got a tube filled with a noble gas, and move it close, it glows up, and they glow in the same colours as the sky glows.
Right, okay.
Well, do you know what colour the sun is?
I would say, green.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say.
I've never heard of it being called green before. I've seen it being called white and yellow, but apparently it's to do with obviously the sun. It's green, but there's like the rainbow colours, and Earth absorbs blue a lot easier than any of the other colours. So when Earth's absorbing blue, when you remove blue from green, you're left with yellow, so that's why we see yellow. Obviously, it's a lot more technical.
I don't know if you explain it a different way than I understand it. But if you talk of like an orange isn't actually orange colour. It's only orange colour because we've just got an orange can on the table. So that piece of orange there is that whatever that is absorbing all the other colours, and it's just reflecting the orange. Yeah, so that's the only colour that it isn't. Yeah. That's the only colour that isn't orange.
So everything isn't the colour it is?
No. The plants aren't green.
No. That's we only see them as green is because that's the colour out of all the out of the rainbow that it's not keeping.
It's actually
it's gone now.
No, that's why. That's why with the black t-shirts.
They aren't black.
It's absence of light because it's not. Yeah. That's why you get hot. That's why my van's roasting because it's black.
Wow, okay.
It's absorbing all the light.
Yeah. So it's everything but black.
A white t-shirt is reflecting all the light. That's why you don't get as hot in the white t-shirt.
Oh.
Yeah.
So nothing is right.
No.
Everything's a lie.
Yeah.
Even the colours are lies. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I used to work with colours, and I was always that. I used to try and trick people, ask them what hold black up and ask them what colour it is, and they say it's black. I said, well, it's not any colour because it's just absence of light. You know, you can get dark. Obviously, you must have seen the really dark paints that they've made, which are obviously because I can see different colours in your shirt. It's not pure black, is it? It's,
no.
You see shadows and all that shit. But there's a colour. I can't remember what it's called. I don't know if you know what it is, Mark. Where they've painted cars in it, and it looks like it's missing in the space time. It's not. It's because it's actually absorbing literally all of the light.
Yeah,
it looks like an hole outside, like a black hole.
It's sort of like a sort of space titanium type.
Yeah, it's just the blackest of blackest paint you can buy, and it's mega expensive.
Yeah. Because you can actually get crystal, can't you, that does the same. Is it pyrite or something like that? We call it is it a TV crystal or TV stone or something?
Don't know.
Because it's not glass, it's not like glass. It's like a chameleon. It's like you put it on the table and you won't be able to see it, whereas you could see a piece of glass. It actually absorbs everything through the actual crystal. It's like really weird.
That as well, I've seen that
today. Confused gravity.
Yeah. You peel it, peel the orange and it sinks.
Right, I'm going to pull you away from all this technical shit.
Yeah, go on.
So what do you believe the Earth is? Explain it.
Oh, God. That's
I don't like the layout of the Earth.
I believe that there's, as in physical, like...
What does it look like?
Oh, God, blimey.
Is the North Pole in the middle, or South Pole in the middle, or?
No, the South Pole. I think just keeps going. I think if you keep going south, you'll come to the ice wall. No matter where you start from, if you go south, you will hit ice.
So you're looking at it like, so I'll just explain to anybody that doesn't. So it's like a dinner plate, just say.
Yeah.
And all the continents are on it flat.
Yeah.
In the middle of the
you got
plate.
Peas.
Yeah. In the middle of the plate is the North Pole.
Yeah.
And what we know as the Antarctica, the South Pole, goes all the way around the outside. It's like an ice wall.
Yeah, that's what I think.
And a lot of people think, well, that's it, that stops.
No.
What I am really intrigued by is why every country in the world has signed a treaty not allowing anybody to investigate the South Pole.
Or
the Antarctica. You can go to the Antarctica to see your penguins or whatever.
Santa. In the summer.
But you're only just going on, it's like a bit of a resort thing, isn't it, I think? And you see these exploring it, and they're only a fraction.
Well, there's 2 places you can do that.
Yeah.
There's only 2 places that these ships. I've had people who are fortunate enough to go on these ships, and they say that they've been there, and which they have been there, but they've been tricked. Yeah, they've been on the ice and they've seen some penguins, but that's just a little fraction of.
Well, they could have been there.
Yeah, I think.
Well, obviously they've been somewhere, haven't they?
Yeah.
But they've only just been on the edge of it.
Yeah, just a certain point, and there's 2.
Yeah. And a lot of people, some flat earthers, I know, believe that's it. That's the edge of the world.
Yeah.
But most people now that are believing in the flat earth believes, as you do, and I think you do as well, Mark, because you are a flat earther, that there's land the other side of it.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, if I was into the flat earth theory, I'd definitely believe that.
Yeah.
Extraterrestrials, that's where they come from.
Yeah.
The extra land.
Extra land. And that's where the dinosaurs are, folks.
Yeah.
That is one theory where aliens could come from.
Yeah.
Which I've been hearing a lot.
Yeah, I don't think the dinosaurs are as old. They might be old, but I don't think they've been extinct for.
Well, it's like that. What's that? Pilot Byrd, Admiral Byrd, who did the Antarctic.
Yeah.
He wrote in what he discovered in the Antarctic, and he shut him down, didn't he?
Yeah.
There was an interview. There's an old black and white interview with him saying that there was lush ground down there, and
it's like a different sort of planet.
And they found pyramids down there.
Yeah. And sort of like some kind, not dinosaurs, but like woolly mammoths or something that had been extinct for like millions of years, allegedly, and it existed there along with, I believe we called them aliens and stuff, like what we'd call greys and stuff.
Could be.
So if it's flat,
yeah.
I'm just trying to explain it for people that are listening. You obviously don't believe in gravity if it's flat. There's no need for it. Is there?
No, I think buoyancy, I would say.
Okay. So what keeps everything working? What keeps, I don't know, like if it's a globe and then there's the atmosphere around us.
Yeah, but
I'm moving on to the dome here.
Yeah, well, I think there's got to be a dome because.
So you're saying I know what you think, but so what you're saying is it's a dome that covers. Here's one thing: does it end at the ice wall, the dome, or does that carry on? So this is something I've never thought of before.
No, I have, but I can't figure that out because. I don't know about that. I have thought about it. I haven't got an answer. But I believe that there has got to be a dome because, again, we're flying through space. What keeps all the oxygen and all the air that we're breathing and whatever? I know people are saying it's the atmosphere. I just don't believe that can hold what we've got here in. Because why would you, when you go diving, you've got to have a tank on your back to take the oxygen with you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it just
Yeah.
It'll just release you. There's no magic thing holding that, and it's a container. We've got to be in a container.
But the actual globers believe in a dome, but they call it the ionosphere. They just believe that the dome's made of different stuff than what the flat Earth is.
How do you explain if you're up a mountain, you need oxygen? You can't breathe as good. I mean, I've only been up a few little mountains, like, you know what I mean? I'm no mountaineer.
No. And we still struggle to breathe when we get up
there. Yeah, that's it. Like top of the stairs.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
I need oxygen. But, you know what I'm saying, don't you?
Yeah.
Where they need oxygen to breathe, like up in Tibet or the Andes. And,
because there's less oxygen up there. And
why is that then?
Because obviously oxygen has some sort of mass. I'm not no scientist, but I understand it as oxygen as a mass. So the likes of helium and hydrogen, when you've got a balloon and it's full of helium, it goes up.
Yeah.
So if I've got a can of helium and I go, that
and
stuff
drink it, go up.
Yeah, it would be like Willy Wonka. No, but what I'm saying is, if you had a can of helium and opened it, or opened a gas bottle, it goes up.
Right.
So if there is so I'm going to say a glass dome. I don't believe it's glass, but so if there's a dome up there, that is going to go up as high as it can go.
Yeah. And
anything which is light, which can push it down. That's why some gases actually are heavier than oxygen and they fall to the floor.
Okay.
And that's just all down to buoyancy. I have seen a video, and I know I'm rubbish at explaining it, but you can actually you'll have the layer of oxygen, then whatever on the top of them. I'm not going to name things, but I will say like helium. Hydrogen or whatever. I don't even think hydrogen is it, because hydrogen's a part of oxygen. Maybe, I don't know. No scientist, but that's how I believe it. So, like helium is lighter than oxygen. So when it gets to the top and it hits the barrier, anything lighter than it'll push it down.
Okay.
Just like oil in a glass of water. If you put oil in, it always floats to the top, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Buoyancy.
Yeah. What about all these that have claimed to have been in the atmosphere?
What, like like William Shatner and that?
Yeah, yeah. I'm not on about astronauts going to the moon or anything like that. I'm on about the Virgin flights that went that high up. And
yeah, I think they went high up, but and people think that they've been into space, but
that's what I mean. Yeah,
lower Earth orbit,
but they haven't been. They've been nowhere near space, and that's coming from. And I kind of use him, but I think he's full of crap sometimes, like Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I like him.
But I like watching him, but it's a shame he just doesn't tell us the truth. He and I use some of his comments to explain stuff.
Yeah.
But then I'm saying I'm just as bad as saying about NASA, because I use his explanations. But obviously he's a glober, so I don't agree with him. But does that make sense? I'm not making any sense there. But he says they've not been nowhere near space.
No, just a lower Earth orbit.
They've obviously been high. And a lot of the videos are only short clips. And they're having the same effects as they would if they were on the vomit comet, the one that goes up and then comes straight down.
Yeah, yeah.
And it looks like they're floating around in.
Yeah,
yeah. Because is it like 60 miles up or 100 miles up that they've been? And it's like, if you think about it, 100 miles, that's like
past the sun, apparently.
No, but if you look on the globe at 100 miles, it's like where we are now to Oxford. So it's like, if you look on the globe, it's like so that's how high they are up. That they're supposed to be in space.
Yeah, and let's just say, I believe it's a globe. It's I think Neil deGrasse Tyson said it's if you use a normal, like a school globe, and put a penny on each side, that's how high up they are.
Yeah.
The thickness of the penny.
So you cannot see the Earth's
You wouldn't even
curve.
see the Earth's curve, would you?
Yeah.
From that
But
high
that's
up.
why
I
a
was
lot.
going to say that about. So you're saying nobody's ever actually seen the curvature.
No.
There's only, if you believe in the moon landings, there's only the people that have actually been to the moon. Is there 7 missions that have been to the moon?
And there's a double-decker bus on there, according to the Daily Sport. Remember the Daily Sport?
Yeah.
That was fun reading.
But yeah, a lot of these globers that believe, it's obviously globe because I've seen the Earth's curvature when I've been on a plane 7 miles up.
I've had that exact thing today.
Yeah.
And I said, well, your brain's telling you that you've seen the curve, because there's no way that you've seen the curve.
Well, the thing is, they've obviously had to look through the window, because you aren't going to open a window, are you, on a plane? And the windows are convex because of the air pressure. Because if they were flat,
as well.
yeah,
Just there's loads of different
is
things.
the cabin pressure or something, so they're convexed or concaved or whatever. So that's like looking, having a camera with a fisheye lens. Basically, it's creating that.
Yeah, you just see the little what's at the end, the little
Yeah,
curves at the end, and you just your brain, because you're indoctrinated at school.
yeah.
And a lot of these flat earthers do say that they're ramming the globe down you throughout. As soon as you can go to school, even Walt Disney, with the castle and the sparkles that go over the dome.
Yeah, well, I've been thinking about this a lot because since I've been sort of looking into the basic fundamentals of what makes Earth a globe, and everything that was taught in school was completely wrong, like gravity and Christopher Columbus and stuff. I've sort of, because I had my IQ test when I worked for a car manufacturing company, so it was around about 2004, and my IQ is 141, which is, decent. However, it made me think, what exactly is intelligence? And intelligence basically is the compliance. Well, my own definition is the compliance of the narrative, the official narrative. So humans creating their own sort of rules and stuff based on observations, a lot of them, some based on theories, but the more you sort of take in of these like Plato and Einstein and stuff, the more you're awarded IQ points. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they were true. It just means that they could prove what they observed can be it's like, we're all 3 of us are into the paranormal. And like I mentioned before, we can debunk everything from our armchairs. We can debunk ghosts. We can debunk UFOs. Yeah, exactly. And basically, flat earthers are debunking globers. And globers are debunking flat earth. So what is... and this is the thing with me. My real beliefs on whether the earth is flat and a sphere is it's both, and it's neither.
Oh, you've got to choose. You can't do that.
Yeah,
It can't be one or the other.
Yeah, but does it? Does it?
Can't be both, can it?
Yeah.
It could have in a holographic universe.
No.
Go on, tell us.
Go on.
It's been proven by scientists that it can be both.
They lie, though. They're all liars, aren't they?
Yeah.
But if you think about, if you look at, I like a lot of neuroscience because of brain issues, brain surgery. And I've looked up, there's a guy called Henry Markram, and he's done this, I believe it's called the Blue Brain Project or something like that. But anyway, he describes about how the brain, the neurons work with regards to perception. And about how we don't see with our eyes. It's the light waves that hit the back of the eyes, and it's the rods and the cones that separate the RGB and the intensity or something, and then that gets transferred to information to the back of the brain, which is the occipital lobe, and then it's the brain that translates it into an image. So we aren't actually seeing these images, it's the brain that's seeing these images that what we're actually seeing. So if you got if you have to wear glasses, it's because the information isn't getting back to the brain, so you've got something issue with your retina or something. But it's visible light, it's obviously on the electromagnetic spectrum, so like what we go ghost hunting with, like radio waves and all this, everything that's on the paranormal scale and stuff. It's light, but everything we can see is light waves.
Right.
Now, take in consideration what is light, if you take it down to the subatomic level, I'm using big words now, getting very technical, but down to the boson, or the what's it called, the photon?
What's it called? Does anyone know that?
Photon is light.
Yeah, a photon is a subatomic
Particle light.
thing of light.
Yeah.
It's part of the boson thing. Now, about 100 years ago, they measured, well, no, not 100 years ago, but it stems from 100 years ago, this theory, and it was observed that they observed a photon going through a slit, and whether it's called this double slit experiment.
Yeah.
And basically, when there's one slit, the photon will hit a plate at the back. It'll go through the slit, hit the plate at the back, and cause one sort of lot of image.
Right.
But when there's two slits, this is where everything gets confusing, because not
I'm
even
confused.
Scientists can explain.
I don't know how this could make the Earth round and flat.
Well, this is what I'm getting to.
What? Yeah.
So if you look at the double slit experiment, when you're observing the double slit experiment,
Yeah.
you've obviously got two lines on the back plate, which means that photons act as particles. But the thing was, when they weren't observing it and just let it run, there was loads of these lines, which mean that the photon was acting as a wave. And the fascinating thing that nobody can understand is they put it like some sort of measuring device, like a sort of camera or something, because they want to know whether the photon was splitting in two and causing a wave, a reaction with each other, each photon, or whether one was going through the left and waiting for the one that was going through the right and interacting with individual particles and stuff. So they placed a sort of camera on one of the slits, or some sort of measuring thing that could observe where the photon was actually going through. And because they were focused on one of the slits, they could tell then that if 50% of the photons went through that one slit, then obviously they'd be teaming up. And the thing was, when they did this, it acted as a particle. So you got two sort of lights at the back of the on the plate. But when they switched the camera off, or the thing that was looking at the thing, when they switched that off but didn't remove it, it acted as a wave. And there's no possible explanation of how that works. But the things I'm saying is perception is based upon light. It's the back of the brain. But the thing is, you don't even know what light is, because it'll act as a particle and a wave at the same time, depending on whether it's been observed. And what the Markram was saying was basically that, say we walked into the next room, that room doesn't exist until we walk into that room. And when we walk into that room, all the information gets inferred or built up by the brain, and we're only actively seeing about 5% of what's actually there. The brain will actually augment the reality, we build up, enlarge the experience. So everything that we are seeing and observing is, or a great deal of it, 95%, if not more, is actually nothing to do with reality.
Yeah, but does it only take one person to what they're saying with that is, if you observe something, it changes from a wave to a particle. So, going back to the flat Earth thing, which I presume you're saying that it can be both, depending on how we observe it. But surely, if one consciousness observes it, it's been observed, so it has to make its mind up to.
Yeah, but when you're not observing it, it changes back.
Yeah, but
so
I know what you're saying.
It could be a flat Earth.
Don't you think it's different with something this physical and this big? It's got to be one thing. Can't be two things.
No, but what I'm saying is, we could be a flat Earth, but as soon as we sort of go onto the moon, it'll look like we're a globe. Literally, because we're observing the flat Earth.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it changes from a wave to a particle. Because everything's light, isn't it? Everything's on the electromagnetic spectrum. So, you know, because obviously the photons or the electrons or whatever, they can't be a wave and a particle at the same time, but they are again. And so the thing, when I've been looking into this recently,
You've actually looked into this before I asked this question.
Yeah, well, the thing is,
do you wait for NASA?
It led me to another thing, which is a trilemma entity. It's basically, you've got flat Earth, you've got globe Earth, and you've also got the theory of everything being, you know, being created, or what do you call it? Like in a game. Like a computer game, it's
simulation.
Simulation, that's the word.
Yeah, I think that's what we could be in a simulation.
And if you think about it, because obviously one of the debunks about the simulation was, for have a simulation of the universe, you'd have to have a computer as big as the universe.
Yeah.
But you don't, because if you've got like, say you're playing Grand Theft Auto or whatever, not all that, you're driving up the road and you take a right, but that when you take a right, that wasn't there. It gets rendered as when you approach it. Yeah?
Yeah.
So that means you're not using like a full world of memory or universe of memory. Your reality is being rendered as you're experiencing it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, but I don't believe that there's a massive universe out there, so it wouldn't take that much big of a
and also what you've just said, some of it's a load of shit. I'll tell you why. Because if you believe it's flat, you can't stand on the moon and look at Earth.
Yeah.
Because there is no moon.
That's irrelevant now, isn't it?
No. Because then you wouldn't be on the moon looking at another way, because it'd just be flat, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's an impossibility.
And if you were on the moon,
but it wouldn't
looking
be flat
at Earth,
yeah. Well, if
looking
the moon's
at Earth,
flat,
then you don't believe it's flat. It's round.
Yeah, but there's a difference between round and like spherical.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, but this is one of the things that globers say, that flat earthers don't believe the Earth's round, but they do. Flat earthers believe that, you know, all the flat Earth maps I've seen have been round.
Oh yeah. I'm on about like a sphere.
But the globers believe that the flat earthers believe that the Earth is a square, which I don't know how they.
What?
Hey,
yeah.
Where have you pulled this from?
If you've seen the memes, that's Polaris. Yeah. But if you see the memes, you'll see like the solar system with a square Earth, flat square Earth.
Never. I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
But they say, do you believe the Earth's flat or round?
Me?
And it's like, well, it's flat earthers believe the Earth's round.
No, that the argument is it's either you think it's flat or a globe.
Yeah, or sphere, which is the same as a globe.
Mm.
Yeah, flat all the way.
Anyway.
I'm going flat all the way. Flat out.
I'm going with simulation because it's more intriguing for me.
Could be simulation.
I'm
I've
going
seen
with,
things
I think I'm dead and I don't exist anymore.
the same were in like a field, like a magnetic field, which if you look at it, it looks like an egg timer. It's like got a bowl and another bowl, and the saying we exist in the middle of where them two.
I wish I never asked the question. I can see what you're saying, what you've gone through all that.
Obviously, I don't have all the answers and that. I still
No.
Sort
Well, nobody knows anything, do they? We only presume or think we know stuff. Do you know what I mean?
But having it as a flat earth doesn't completely make sense to me, and having it as a globe completely doesn't make sense to me. So it's...
So what you're saying is nothing makes sense to you?
Nothing makes sense to you.
The thing that makes... The thing that can't... well...
You knew everything, right?
Yeah.
Until you started to think for yourself.
Well, exactly.
That's what we all did.
The intelligence is the ability to not being able to think.
Yeah, that's it.
To be able to get the information that you're told.
Just recall.
Yeah, exactly, like a human encyclopedia.
Yeah.
And that's what I was until somebody
just like
showed me flat earth.
Really, I thought he was, he could. Is he clever because he could remember everything?
Yeah.
But obviously in an everyday life, he was pretty useless.
Yeah, didn't he have autism or something? Autistic?
Yeah, a lot of severe.
I don't think I've actually seen that film. I obviously know what it's about, but...
So I don't know how much of the flat earth we've covered. I've recovered quite a bit.
Not a lot, but...
There's definitely room there to come back. I'll just...
Yeah.
Flat as a pancake.
Yeah.
So look, it says it's a pancake.
That's Kansas, yeah.
But like the salt flats, they go on for long way, don't they?
I can't remember the measurement. What is it, Nick? You might remember it as Mark. You can see the curvature in it's so many miles. They're supposed to curve so much. The Earth is.
Yeah.
And I can't think what it is.
What's the diameter of Earth or the circumference of Earth?
There was a thing on here. We've just got a video running in the background of flat Earth stuff, and I think how high is the Statue of Liberty?
Statue of Liberty.
Yeah. It's about 100 foot. How big is it? Would you say?
It's that big, is it?
No, but they reckon you can see it from 54 miles away. Now, for that to be seen 54 miles away, it should be 1,000 foot tall.
Yeah, definitely.
With the mathematical calculations of the curvature of the Earth. Which,
and when you see an aeroplane going into the distance, you always see back. You never see like the bottom of it going over and the what's his guy? The guy who jumped out to that space, the high space jump, was it, or whatever it's called, over in New Mexico.
Oh yeah, it was here now. Yeah.
Well, it took him like 3 hours to get up that high.
It was only about 60 miles, wasn't he?
Yeah, but it's 3 hours in a balloon, taking him up, and he was still over Mexico.
So if circumference is around about 40,000 kilometres, so let me get my calculator.
Yeah.
40,000. 60.
So,
111.
So when he jumped out, and it took him ages to get back down, and he landed like not far away from where he took off from.
It wouldn't happen, would it?
I don't think so. Just common sense says it doesn't happen. Water sticking on a ball, that's just mental.
I mean, Dalbury didn't land on that thing, did he, when he went up on that hang glider where he took off from?
So yeah, we'd see a 1 degree alteration every 68 mile. Have I worked that out right?
I don't know. I think it's more than that, isn't it?
I can't remember.
I did know it.
Yeah, I did, but
Can't
just
remember.
too much stuff. Remember, I don't. When the people ask me, they expect me to have all the answers, and I haven't got all the answers. I don't think I've got any of the answers. I've just got my answers, which have made me believe that it's flat. Like I say, I've been a globe believer longer than I have a flatheard, or whatever you want to call them.
Lighthearted.
Yeah, it's
Is
like,
that a new word?
well, it's a little take on another little word that we won't say on here. Eh?
Oh, right, okay.
And it begins with re.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if circumference is about 25,000 miles.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know the measurement. How far?
Yeah, it's squared over something.
Yeah, I
It's
can't
not-
actually remember.
It's not that far. You're not supposed to be able to see 63 miles away. I've seen, and I forget what it is.
Yeah, I think
Off
we
Blackpool, you can see land from Blackpool.
Island, isn't it?
You're not supposed to be able to see it.
Yeah. You can though. I've seen it as well. Ireland. Anyway, that probably wraps it up, doesn't it, for tonight? Because we've been on for so long because Mark went on about his light
Perception.
vision things.
in the Grand Theft Auto.
So if anybody knows what he was on about,
Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, I was
comment
going to say,
below.
I haven't a clue what I'm on about.
let
so.
me know. Let me know what he was on
So
about.
put that out to both our listeners.
Yes. Yes, as you might have gathered, I'm not the clever one. Right.
And everything that I was knew, all my intelligence was,
Bollocks.
yeah,
It's all
basically.
that crap.
Just
It's
a little
all-
bit of recall.
It was all a big Mandela effect.
Yeah. Like I say, you know everything until you start thinking for yourself,
Yeah,
don't you? Till you leave school or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's still a thing.
It was like maths. We never learned. I finished high school with O-level maths, and it's. Have you seen these things on social media about what's this add up to? Not 99% of people call daddy talking whatever. It's about BODMAS, or if you're in America, PEMDAS or something like that. I was never taught anything like that.
I don't know.
No, I don't want to learn that.
No,
No.
I don't. Shh.
And
Yeah,
basically, that didn't come into the UK school curriculum till about the 1990 or 1988 or something. But I'd left school at 87.
yeah.
But the thing is, this got me thinking. What on earth is that useful for?
What on earth?
What on earth? What on this flat earth is that
No,
useful for?
Nothing.
I know when the what's it was the 1066.
Yeah. We know all that, don't we?
We know that.
Is that
all
that insurance company?
Yeah. Oh, here's the thing we haven't covered. Just quickly before we go, because we've been on here so long.
Yeah.
If the Earth is flat and it's got a dome on it, then
I know what you're saying.
there must be a creator.
Yeah, and I think that's what people. I think that's what most people have the problem with.
Yes.
Or
I believe
somebody
he's a
just read the
creator.
program and the simulation.
Now you're just being silly.
He's going down
Aren't you?
He's going down
That can't
Yeah.
actually be debunked.
you
I'm
need to
glad
stop
you're here,
off the
Mark.
mushrooms.
Even Elon Musk.
Mate, I'm glad.
Says that.
I'm glad you're here because you make me sound sensible.
Yeah.
But yeah, even Elon Musk will say about that.
He doesn't know anything.
In fact, I think
So-
Neil deGrasse Tyson sort of buys into the simulation
Yeah,
theory.
he doesn't know anything either.
No.
He thinks we live on a pear.
Yeah,
A pet,
he does,
yeah.
What is
On a
it?
pear.
Oblique spheroid.
Yeah, because it goes wider around the centrifugal force that
Yeah.
doesn't exist.
Yes, because I thought, like I say, going back to many moons ago when we went to that convention.
Many moons.
Yeah, many moons ago. Because I'm a glober. They were all monster raving loonies,
Yeah.
and they were all born again Christians. Not that makes you a monster raving loony, but they were all born again Christians because they believed in the flat Earth.
Yeah.
And I thought all flat Earthers were born again Christians, but that's not true.
Yeah.
They just believe in a creator. So they tend as though they all love Jesus. Because all they did, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
But I've been watching some stuff recently on the flat earth, and they believe there's a creator, but they don't necessarily believe in Jesus and the Christian side of things.
Yeah, because I think most of that's man-made, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I was watching something earlier. 11 million Brazilians also believe in flat Earth.
But
11 million just in Brazil.
Nuts.
Yeah. So it's not just like an handful of small groups of people that, like say Scientology. 11 million people just in one country and just in Brazil.
And I
Do you know why that is?
It's growing and growing, no, mate.
Because of Christians or something?
Because of the interweb.
The interweb?
Because of YouTube and stuff like that. It's access.
Yeah.
Anybody can access it now. If you know where to look.
Yeah.
You can find stuff on flat Earth. And like I've said to you in the beginning, some stuff is ridiculous that they say that it can't not be right what they say, the flat earthers. I feel that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it puts doubt in your mind. So if you watch enough of this stuff, I mean, there's a video out there, get on it. 8 hours long, I think it is. Nearly as long as this podcast.
I've watched it about 3 times.
Yeah. I've tried to watch it about 30 times, fall asleep after about an hour.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So all that info's there. And you can
lost history of flat Earth.
That's it. And there's that much on there if you know where to look and where to find stuff.
Yeah.
And it is very believable. And people will believe what they watch.
Yeah.
Won't they? Well, obviously, you now believe the Earth's flat because of what you've read and watched, isn't it?
Yeah, it's from what I've watched.
So that's just how it is, isn't it?
And I just try and debunk everything, and sort of try and prove to myself that it's like a globe or whatever. And but it's like if you actually say if flat Earth believes there's such a thing, and you sort of go research it from a global point of view, you'll get like loads of different answers, like with gravity or space or whatever.
But the only thing what annoys me as well is when you go onto Google, how much you're censored from everything you get. If you put flat Earth in Google, everything you get is really going against flat Earth.
Yeah.
And not allowing people to get everybody's side. If why don't they just let people get on with?
YouTube's the same.
Sort of research.
Type in flat Earth on YouTube, and all you'll get is people debunking flat Earth.
Yeah.
But also on social media groups, if you join, say, Flat Earth Friends or Flat Earth Society or Flat Earth, if it's got Flat Earth in the title, 90% of those people that are posting are globers that are just gaslighting.
Yes, I have. So I don't comment on them anymore.
No.
You've just got if you go on there and comment something.
Yeah.
As a genuine question, you just get a load of abuses. You've been there, you've done it.
Because
I said to you, don't stop posting because they just take the pee and. Just
I don't I don't consider myself as a flat earther. I don't consider myself as a glober. I just want to prove to myself using science, the official science and stuff about what it is, whether it is a globe or whether it is flat or whether it's something else.
Or just ask a question and have a discussion about it rather than
have an astrophysicist, because I know you're not much for that Neil deGrasse Tyson, but I like watching a lot of their stuff and he explains to the fun.
This could be solved, couldn't it?
Yeah.
And one day this could be solved.
Yeah.
If they allowed you,
just
to get in a plane or whatever and fly into the ports where they don't let you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can set a map. You can set a route. No, you could set a route from, I'm looking at it now. You could set a route from South America through Europe to Australia, and that's a straight line, and back that way. Then there's no way you'd go around. That'd be straight around the Earth
Yeah.
I'm looking at the flat Earth map, by the way. Even though I don't, I do own the flat Earth map because I like it. Then if they let you to go that way and fly through the Antarctic, it'd solve it, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But it's not only that.
But I don't think that'd solve it for me at this moment in time.
No.
Because unless they let me, personally, to do it myself.
Yeah.
If they say, oh yeah, get your top flat earther and we'll put him in an airplane and we'll take him.
Yeah.
And he come back and say, oh yeah,
So
I was wrong.
Yeah, this is the problem.
I was wrong.
You'd think, well, they paid him off or something.
Yeah. Or threatened him.
That's why everybody out there, I'd never post anything from a paranormal investigation, because even if I believe it, you wouldn't.
Yeah. But it's not only that. It's not just about whether it's flat or whatever. I'm interested in like the Bermuda Triangle and all these other things on whether but if you sort of say, I believe in Bigfoot, or I believe that the possibility that Bigfoot exists, or the Bermuda Triangle exists, or whatever it is.
That's where the rockets go, isn't it? The Bermuda Triangle. That's where they dump the rockets.
Dump the rockets.
That's where they dump the rockets. That's where they go to.
And the Bigfoot comes from the other side of the wall.
Yeah.
Doesn't he? Yeah. With the aliens.
And that's the thing, it's like the globe narcissists. Obviously not everybody who believes the Earth's a globe as gaslights the flat earthers, but it's like they.
Seems he's in the middle, he's slagging them off quite a bit, isn't he?
Yeah. He's right slagging him.
I was going to say something, but you might not be able to put it on YouTube. But yeah, so it's like it's like they're fearful of flat earthers or somebody else finding something out that goes against their sort of religion of the globe, which is the same thing about some of the flat earthers. I'm sure it's the Flat Earth Society that's a religious group.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I don't think it's about. I don't even think it's about control. No, I'm saying that wrong. I think if everyone believed that it was flat with a dome, I think it pushes you to a creator. I'm not saying Jesus or whatever. I believe in there's a creator, and Nick believes there's a creator, and obviously I believe it's flat, and he believes it's a globe. But I think if you actually believe in a creator, you would hope it would be a good thing. And there's so much negative Satanist type of thing. I don't know whether I even believe in Satan, but I'm like that evilish type thing. As we just spoke about the bloody Eurovision, how they
controlled.
How are they just mixing things up really oddly?
Yeah.
I'd have to watch what I say because I don't want to be seen like I'm bashing any
anti-woke.
But that's what it is, isn't it? It's everything's woke, and I think that's goes down a dark route.
And wokeism now, it's all about distorting reality, isn't it?
Of human beings, of what we're actually supposed to be doing here.
Yeah.
I've got nothing against anybody who decides to be different genders or whatever, anything what they are, let them go on with it. But
exactly.
But obviously that
it's pushed down your throat.
But I don't think that is what we're about.
I don't like the fact that they're pushing it in schools and stuff.
Yeah, I always question it, don't you? Anyway, that's we're getting off the subject again. So.
Yeah.
Right then.
Okay.
We'll have to leave it there for now because we've gone on forever.
Yeah.
And no doubt we'll come back to it.
Yeah. And I want my tea.
Yeah.
Tea. Yeah.
Right.
It's been interesting, and okay, we've rambled on, and Mark's rambled on.
And then Mark rambled on.
So what are you having for tea though?
I'm not telling you. Pancakes.
Okay. I was just going to say meatballs, but they're actually flat. Burger patties.
So, let's leave it at that one.
Yes, let's leave it.
There's loads we've missed out.
Yeah.
And, it's not... We haven't been really scientific with facts and figures, but we
And I haven't even got started yet.
Yeah, so the next one we're just going to let Mark speak to himself.
Yeah.
Lock me up in a padded room.
Mark's
With a
Mark's
microphone.
addendum. That's what the next one's called. Mark's addendum. Right then, let's leave it at that. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Farewell.